Alright guys, back again. The old mall saw antique. Don't want to wake the neighbors. I'm going to cut this log for the chimney experiment. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a little while. Got her again. God, I love that saw. So it's a mall saw. Super old, works great, kind of slow, but that's just my technique was kind of slow. Be back once I get this set up. The video got cut off, but worked like a champ, drilled all the way through, 1-inch hole. It's really cool because the bit, when I pulled the bit out, it was nice and cool to the touch, which is crazy. I mean, I kind of realized in between that this is wet wood, so this might not work that great for my experiment, but what the hell, we're gonna give it a shot. It can't hurt anything. If all else fails and nothing happens, I'll just burn this in the regular fire pit. We're gonna drill another one and I'll show you how good this air blower actually works, which is pretty freaking awesome. Get our air. See, it blows quite well, so let's get this rolling. I think this is about center right here. Alright, see if that's cool. Oh yeah, cool to the touch, look at that, right to the tip. That's crazy, this air works so good. It's blowing the dirt away into a hole. It's kind of cool. Alright, let's get back to it. Only a little bit in there. Nice. We'll bring it up just a little bit. Down in there. Whoa. Actually dug in for a second. Alright. Probably just means we need to blow the chips. Oh, we're almost all the way through. Near the bottom. Oh, it broke through. That's what it was. It was at the last inch. Let's grab that blade. Oh yeah, nice and cool. All I do is poke myself in. Very nice. Alright, now let's get on with this experiment. Alright, now I got it hooked up. Hear the air blowing out of that hole. It goes down through. I got a little insulated collar on that. Under there. And yeah. So we're just going to send it. So the rough idea is logs on the bowl and light this charcoal up, pour it in the once that gets going, we're going to pour it in that bowl and then turn the air on, send it, see if it ignites that log, burns a hole through the middle, see what happens. It might fail because it's a freshly cut tree. I didn't really consider that, but I have some dry wood to try as well if it fails, but we're just going to try with this wet piece. Pretty impressed with that drilling of the wet wood though. It's pretty incredible, really. I drilled really fast and the blade was cool and all the chips were blown out of the hole. Worked really well. That's another use for that pump because I actually do drill big holes in trees for another invention of mine, so it's pretty good to know. But yeah, I'll be back with you once we get this going. Alright, I'm ready already. So air line clamped on. Got a base of sawdust. It's a stainless steel bowl. I've got a heat shield sleeve on there. So let's just fire it up. This first method I'm going to use charcoal. I got some charcoal lit over here. So we'll just dump that in. Ooh, there's my hops rusting on the vine. It's a lot of hops, but I didn't pick. At least 30 pounds. Alright, so we got charcoal ready. So let's carefully dump it in. This doesn't work. I can fire it on propane. So let's just a little distracted here. Let's set you in the camera. Hold, and we will put the log on. All right, let's turn the air on, boys. Going. Got a lot of leakage over on the side here. A little bit. Oh, there it goes. Now you can hear it. Now I think things are going to happen. The idea is that it'll burn through the center. That's what I'm hoping. If it doesn't ignite with this, I can run propane in it. Let's see if we can hear the sound of it. The hole's so even if this is wet wood, it might dry it from the inside as it goes. Who knows what's going to happen? I'll just leave it recording. Daytimes is not the best time to do this. See wood gas, but pretty sure we have ignition. Let's just take a look. Oh yeah, I see flames. It's like wood gas flame. That's super cool. It's like wood gas burning. Right up the chimney. The pump's a lot quieter when it's sealed up. Pumping into, that's how loud it is. That's how loud they are when they're running. Pumps are really interesting. That's really the main event about this video. What's making this happen is I'm pumping 200 to 300 watts of energy down this tube, and this type of pump can push up to 7 psi approximately and about 10 cubic feet per minute, which is your home. To give you an idea, your home's furnace, I did a bunch of research, and a home's furnace is somewhere around 4 to 9 cubic feet a minute in the combustion air. Ooh, we're getting some smokage down there. That's okay. I really want to just burn the log from the inside out. Oh yeah, it's still blowing out of there. This might not be quite big enough of a log. It might have a blowout, but anyway, let's get back to these air pumps. So I'm reading about how a wood stove use 4 to 9. Your home's furnace can use anywhere from 2 to 7, and this pump is pumping that much air. So that's why I bought this pump. Now these are about 150 bucks. You can get a much smaller version. why I like these pumps, what introduced me to them was this one running in my pond. Now it's been running. It's my aquaponics pond. Thing's been running for years on end, over 6 years. It's the same exact pump, just some smaller scale. So it's very durable. This one's much quieter, but put that lid on correctly. But yeah, that's just been sitting under this kind of janky ass cover for all these years, running that pond. Anyway, so yeah, this is running good. Whoa, gonna smoke the camera. Yeah, so the pumps are really interesting. So that's the basis of obviously my any fuel burner. And if you see my other experiment, this is I actually use the small pump to run this, but that's the destructive distillation chamber, carbonization chamber. I'll show you what I mean. So I ran wood through there, and you see I'm left with nothing but pure carbon, and that's what a wood gas generator that people make. This is what it leaves behind after everything's cooked out. So basically what I'm doing, I figured out a way to produce wood gas inside of a cylinder and not use 2 different chambers like you normally do, which introduces all kinds of problems. Now obviously this isn't a very good test unit, so I got a 5-gallon bucket that I'm going to try with the next series of experiments of making wood gas, but stay tuned for that. This is also maybe an experiment in making wood gas, but really why I'm doing this is I'm trying to take the center out of the log. So I thought maybe this is a way to do it. At least I was planning on using a bigger log, but this is the biggest one I could get on short notice. So, well, we'll try it with other ones. It's a reusable, hopefully it's a reusable, it should be a reusable apparatus here. So, if not, I got tons of stainless steel bowls and we can keep her going. Well, I guess this isn't very interesting, so I'll come back with you here once something interesting starts happening. Alright, nothing too interesting, just a couple minutes later, but one thing I noticed is that it's like super hot air coming out of there. It's kind of nifty. The other thing is there's not much smoke for a fire. Now I gotta wonder, is that under combustion in there? I think it is. Ooh, yeah, it definitely is. Let's see if it's making wood gas here in a little while. We'll put that tube from this over top and we'll try to ignite it. We'll see if that, and then I have a long one too that we can try it with. Alright, about 5 minutes later, thought about wrapping a wet towel on this base just to keep the combustion in the center, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to let it go. You can see, it's like, here, let's turn the light on a minute. Maybe we need the light. Whoa, it's clouding up. You can see that it's cold inside. It's steamy. And there's moisture coming out. But it's obviously combusting in there. It's really pretty cool, because that's what I want. So we'll just let it burn, see how it ends up. We got to repeat the experiment, wrap the towel around it. We'll do that with the next one. As far as this one, we're just going to see what happens. So I'll be back with you. I just thought of something for the experiment. Turn the old temperature gun on. So we got 70. Well, it's kind of warm. Ground temperature 48. Get this rim. You could definitely cook on that. air is hot coming out of there. Let's see if we can go straight in. Oh yeah, look, aired the gun out. What the fuck is that? Alright, it's been about 20 minutes. So I come back with this. Wood is a great insulator. Doesn't even start warming up to the edge. Go in the hole, you go straight down, it buries the needle. So it's 1,000 degrees in the center or more, it buries the needle. This thing, see that? So this is hot, but yeah, the wood is very insulative. You've got a little bit down here. I'm hoping that doesn't really burn much because of the chimney effect. So we're just gonna let it burn. Wonder, we might put the tube on it and check for wood gas and all that related stuff later. I did think of one thing. As you can see, I have a duct coming out my window there. That's from the old thermal recovery experiments from last winter. What I did is I took this old cast iron radiator that's in there and I ran the exhaust through that from my diesel heater and from two different generators, a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke. And I collected data and I found that I could recover some massive amount of BTUs of free heat from that. I actually cooked on that in there, but this is another thing you could cook on for sure. You got right near there, it's about 1,000 degrees. I mean, I put my hand in there for a second. It's just super hot air is what it feels like here. It's like burning my hand, but not instantly until you get close to it. So you could definitely cook with that. You could slow cook right up here. You could cook marshmallows. It's super quiet. It might sound loud on the video, but out here, I mean, it's quiet. That's pretty neat. And there's very little smoke. Once you get close to it, it doesn't even burn your eyes. So we're having a campfire right now. Obviously, all the heat's going straight up, and I'm decoring the center of this log. That's the whole point, and that's what's occurring, it looks like. So, kind of gonna have like a cone up the middle, probably. Once this gets to, once the bottom starts showing through, or the top spreads out to that light ring, I'm gonna end it. Because I want to just basically hollow the log out, see if I can do it this way. That'd be really neat. Oh, getting back to the idea I was going to get into. So what I could do is obviously I could put this winter, I could try it out, put a big log down, and we'll run a long tube up into there. We'll insulate it obviously, and should be super cool. Because obviously I won't just put a tube there, I'll put a bowl over the whole top of a big log. And we'll have this one, another sheet metal on the bottom of the other log, and sheet metal on the top to seal it basically, and run a bunch of screws. And we don't have to encapsulate this part because it's you know, it's cool to the touch, like literally cold. So that's insulating nicely because you got 1,000 degree temperature right in there. But yeah, you put the bowl over the bottom and the top, and then the only combustion will occur within, and then I'll duct that heat down through an insulated tube until it gets into the garage, and then, you know, heat exchanger from an old furnace or something, which I have, blow the heat off of it, and then the return exhausts come out down low. Because remember, this pump is pumping under 7 psi, so I could move that heated air from this into there. Having it all as one log makes everything that much simpler, where I just load a log and then however many hours of heat that produces, even if I only collect 25% efficiency on getting the heat into there, which I think it'll be much higher if I insulate the tube properly, which I probably just use you know, 1-inch, some kind of 1-inch piping to get into there, and then wrap it in a gosh, what's that stuff called? Roxol, which is like a rock wool insulation. And so we take the rock wool insulation, wrap it 2-3 inches thick to insulate that metal tube and keep it from burning. And all that heat would get into there without much loss. Be kind of an interesting experiment. I'm going to have to try that this winter. Well, now it's been about 40 minutes, maybe a little less. Look down and in. I can't really get this burns your eyes when you get directly over it. Maybe we can do the zoom function, and maybe that'll let us see. Torch. It's fogging the camera. Because it's zoomed, you can't focus. That's cool. Some other cool ideas that we had was you could burn the centers out of big logs this way. Then you could make furniture, like outdoor furniture out of it. Just carve away the char. You look in there. It's hollowing it out, just like I wanted. Yeah. Yeah, there's actually some flames are actually starting. It's a little bit of flamage. You can't hardly see it because it's daytime, but that wood smoke is catching on fire as it comes out. That's so cool. This is way better than I thought it was going to be. Another idea I thought of is making planters this way. So you hollow out the center, and yeah, then you can fill it with dirt, put it anywhere. It wouldn't be super heavy. Same thing with the furniture. It just makes it lightweight when you remove the center. Just a matter of like machining out the center of a log like this. I thought about using the lawnmower. Elevating up on jack stands and then bolting, screwing the log to the rim and then turning it like a lathe. That's a whole lot of work and quite a lot of screwing around and dangerous, but it would work. But then I have this method, which does the same thing, just in a different way. Just have to perfect the size of the logs and the technique. But so far, it's working just as planned. Center is coming out of this. Alright, I thought of another experiment we can do. Put the welding glove on. And we got this to see how fast we can heat it up. Because I noticed there's like 1,000 degrees in there. So let's just get a baseline temp. We got 55, 59, 60 degrees. I'll stick it in there. Holding it right in the center, I'm not touching the sides. Feel the heat in the glove. Alright, that's about a minute. Let's see where we're at. 120, 160. Got 160 is what it's saying. 170. Yeah, that heated up fast. Just leave it like that. You can rotisserie food over that for sure. The way to make a rotisserie, that's another idea. This is a rotisserie. Old rotisserie sealer, but just set that in there a minute. Oh yeah, it was already to 250, 275, so yeah, that heats up quick. Alright, it's just been a few minutes. I was just sitting here thinking, how is she going to burn a wet log with almost no smoke? Yeah, the heat's going straight up, but I'm gonna enclose this sealable 5-gallon bucket that I have on a log like that. I build a nozzle coming in from the bottom, shooting up through the hole, and on the top, the sealed lid, I'll have an output port. Get it ignited, get it going, and we'll duct that heat just up and out of the chimney and see what happens first. See if there's an explosion or if it just burns away gradually in the can. It'd be super cool. Because if I can contain the outside's not getting hot, so if I contain it within a container, then the output's just going to be pure heat and the wood smoke. Obviously, it's not going to the atmosphere. It's in a sealed environment. But there's not going to be much air in there for an explosion, for gases to build up. It's just going to push up and out. And so I'm sure combustion will be slower. Who knows what's going to happen, but we'll just make an output port on the top, and we're going to test it out, see what happens. It's just open air. We'll do the next one. We'll see if we can hollow out the next one, and then the following one will be closed system. Because, I mean, just imagine how much easier it is to burn sections of a tree than to dick around, splitting wood and hauling wood in that form. You could just have much bigger logs, or even split logs you could put in there too. We'll test that too with that sealed chamber heating burning system insulation. We'll see how that goes. I guess we'll double up the experiment here before we can't do this. And this thing weighs 30 pounds. Heating up already. The air, I pointed it down and it's showing 130. Look at that. That's crazy. I like this. Absolutely no smoke fire. Zero smoke. There's literally no smoke anywhere. It's nuts. How is that? You saw it's burning 1,000 degrees in the center. But I got no smoke. All I got's heat. Really cool. See if this chamber's heated up at all since just, last time I checked here. 130. It's not even hot in there. Let's just let it get ripping. I mean, that's thick, so it's going to take a while to heat up, but it's already pretty warm. Get my welding stuff. Smoke-free fire, boys. That's pretty sick. I think I've ever had a smoke-free fire. So this is pretty exciting. It's not dark, so I can't really show it, but I got this kind of huge chimney on here. Just put it on, climbed up on that chair, and I was able to ignite it. Now it didn't stay lit for long. It would go right out, and I pulled it away, but it was lit. It was burning. So it's cooling off. So this is my wood gas generator. That's my first stage of my filter with the tires and everything kind of recycles. And this is the cooling stack where it cools off and then the gas ignites. I mean, obviously this is just a test idea on a test idea, but it's pretty interesting. Just remember what I was talking about. You have to worry about tar buildup and all kinds of issues, but we'll work on that. I have an idea to run the wood gas through some foam and water too. Alright, this might get interesting because I had explosions when I had this in sand in the bowl and I was pumping air through and I had wood inside of this. And I just heard some whooping. Now let's see where we're at temperature wise. Holy shit. This thing up to 400 degrees already. That's crazy. It's burning all that wood gas in there. It has to be. That's nuts. So yeah, it's hot. It's gonna start vaporizing that wood gas. I'll probably start getting explosions or some kind of shit's gonna happen. Cause that's hot. 500 now. It's going up really fast. Got the chimney up there. Wonder how hot the chimney is. My chimney is only 140 degrees. 150. Alright. I'm gonna try to light that wood gas here in a minute. Alright. It's been about 10 minutes. Where we at? $570. Okay, it's hot. Cools off up here. Earlier I was up top here igniting the smoke. It just goes out and you pull the flame away, so it needs to be cooled more. And I'm obviously doing too much combustion down here. So when I do my other experiment, when it's destructive distillation, I actually use the 30 watt pump, which is much lower flow. And I fill this chamber up with wood, seal it, and it just creates just pure dense smoke. But it does combust, but just at the right rate where it's not consuming the wood very fast. It's just charcoalizing it, and it turns into charcoal like I showed you earlier in the video. And that's flammable itself. All the tars come out, all the smoke comes out of the wood. It's really interesting way to do this. I'm gonna keep working on it. But yeah, let's pull this off and see where we're at. See if we can make this a flower pot yet. That chimney off. Now let's get the temperature's really climbing. I want to see if does some interesting things before I turn this to a flower pot. So I noticed 600 degrees. I think around 800 should start woofing, burn all that smoke, but we'll see. I'll bring you back if it does. Leave this for about 5 minutes, and if it doesn't, we'll remove it and see where we're at. Alright, heard a flame woof. We had a woof. That's how the explosion started last time. So let's see where we're at. Staying in the firing line here. We got 640 degrees. Drops down. I did hear a woof though. That means the wood gas is starting to burn here. So it occurs. The base is right around 600. Go to 650 at the base. Oh yeah. We'll just keep you right here because it's fluffing. There could be an explosion, so we'll just keep our eye on that. Internally, so we'll just keep it going. I guess nothing. Guess we'll come back if it starts fluffing. Just noticed something very interesting. So we look, the wood 100, you get close, it's about 200, but then you hit the metal, 600. We're at almost 700 degrees in some spots. It's going up and up and up. This thing, like I said, is heavy, but the whole thing isn't hot because it's super windy. But that's a lot of heat. You could collect through a heat exchanger, or it's just an interesting experiment. I don't think there's going to be an explosion, but time will tell because it's still heating up. So we're just going to let it go. Alright, we ended that experiment. I'll revisit that later, but this is what it looks like. You see any hot coals anymore. I think that sealed chamber changes the burn, but this is real satisfying, so let's just... Definitely still burning. While I'm going to fill it with dirt, make it a planter. Alright guys, it's the end of experiment 1 with this. Pick up the log, it's burning away, followed up the center pretty good. Now we'll let it go a little longer. Alright guys. The end of experiment 1. Got the log through the center. Come over here with it. Well, take you over there. That's the end of experiment 1. Pull it out, still a log. Now it's a planter. I'm just let it go out all the way. Machine the inside out. Maybe cut the top so it looks brand new, like a log. And then I'll grow a plant out of that. But yeah, I was thinking about it. An additional invention before I go is this would be a good way. You pump air, drill a hole down in the stump, use my air injection to cool it and blow the chips out. And after you do that and you drill way down into the core of a stump, you can even do side channels. You could just have 1 or more of these pumps. Say if you were in a hurry, you could put 2 or 3 and you could really burn that stump from the inside out. And it'd be an effective way to get rid of a stump without flames, fire, danger. Just burn it away underground. Go, I thought I'd show you the apparatus. Get the push button. It really didn't get that hot. Air's still hot going out. Let's just shut that off. So yeah. Now you can probably hear me. I know people were saying they couldn't hear me with that pump on. I understand, but yeah, long story short, we maybe I'll leave that running just to cool it a little more. That run to cool. Want cooling air to blow through the center. Let's see how this fared. Oh yeah, the connection fared great. There's not even melted. Cool. Alright, well, I'm glad you could join me. Hope you liked my experiments. If so, just keep on watching my videos. I post them pretty much every day now, or every other day. Have a great day.